Hey everyone, welcome to the ZONEofTECH. I'm Daniel, and welcome to my final Leaks and Rumors series. The series in which I discuss in depth everything you need to know about an upcoming device. And in my previous episodes, I covered quite a lot of things. So in case you want to see any of these episodes, I left all of these linked in the description box down below, by the way. So in terms of the iPhone 7, I've already done 2 episodes just on that. In the first episode, I covered the design and the display, and then in the second episode, I covered the specs and the camera. They're really long videos, 15 minutes each. So yeah, 30 minutes, both episodes. But yeah, definitely watch those first because this is the third one. And yeah, watch those first before coming to this one. But yeah, this is the third episode of my iPhone 7 Final Leaks and Rumors series. And in this one, I'll be covering all the remaining sections. So all the special features, the battery life, the release date, and the price. Enjoy. Okay, so moving on to section number 5, we have the special features. So Apple has actually applied for a lot of patents when it comes to the iPhone 7, the iPhone 8, and even the iPhone 9. So yeah, Apple has applied for a lot of patents for cool things, for cool features that they might introduce with next generation iPhones. The first one being that dual camera I talked about in part 1 of the video. So yeah, in part 2 of the video, I actually told you that the iPhone 7 will actually come with not one, but actually 2 cameras. They would be developed by Lens Technology, and basically one of them is a telephoto lens, and the second one is a normal or a macro lens. And they would both work together to create the illusion of optical zoom on a phone. So the telephoto lens would give you a zoomed out version of the image, and then the macro or the normal lens would give you the normal or the zoomed in version of the image. And then the software would combine those 2 images, and you would essentially have optical zoom on the iPhone 7 with this. So even though the lenses won't be moving in the first place, well, you would still be able to zoom in thanks to the software without losing any quality. And this is Apple's patent for the interface. The camera app gives you the option to split the screen into 2 different sections. Again, one of them showing a zoomed out shot and the other one showing a zoomed in shot or a macro shot. And you would be able to seamlessly switch between those 2. And this would work in photos, videos, and even slow motion. And yeah, this is the first special feature that's coming to the iPhone 7. Again, if you want to know more about the camera, check out the second episode, the previous part 2, in which I covered the camera and the specs. Now, the second special feature that's coming with the iPhone 7 is this one, wireless charging. Now, the iPhone 6s has a pretty decent battery life, and by decent, I mean that with moderate usage, you can get through a full day of usage. And the Samsung Galaxy S7, Nexus phones, and a lot more flagships, they all have batteries that are much larger than the one on the iPhone 6s, which is 15 million powers, by the way, which is not a lot. And in addition to that, a lot of phones have started to have wireless charging. The Samsung Galaxy S6 had one, the Samsung Galaxy S7 had one, the Nexus 6 has one, the Nexus 6P has one as well, and so on. And the iPhone 7 is presumably going to come with wireless charging as well. So now all of these Android flagships that I mentioned before, all of these involve a charging pad. So you need to purchase a separate charging pad that you plug into the wall or your computer, and then you place the phone onto that pad, and that's how it charges. So even though it's wireless charging, it's not really wireless charging. It's not like you just go into a room with your phone and then it would start charging. That thing doesn't even exist yet, or does it? Well, what I'm talking about now is Wi-Fi charging, not wireless charging, Wi-Fi charging. And that's actually possible. It already exists. It's been out there for a couple of years now. It's been in testing. And I actually mentioned this, I believe, in my iPhone 6 Final Leaks and Rumors video a really long time ago. A Japanese company was testing this in 2013, I believe. They made a special case and they put an iPhone 5 into that case, and then that case would charge the iPhone through Wi-Fi. But it wasn't anything fast. It was actually really slow. But it did manage to charge an iPhone 5 using that case 1% only in 15 minutes. So yeah, it's pretty slow, but it works. And there haven't been any news regarding this since then. But all we know is that Apple is really interested in making this a possibility for a next iPhone. Not necessarily the iPhone 7, possibly the iPhone 8, or even the iPhone 9, but this thing is definitely coming one day. And by one day, I don't mean 2070. So true Wi-Fi charging is definitely coming. You'll have to wait up until 2020 or 2019 for that. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you're really excited for that. And in terms of wireless charging that involves a charging pad, Apple is working on their own version of charging pads to include with the iPhone 7 or the iPhone 7s. And apparently these charging pads, they're in a way they're different than the current ones. And by different, I mean that you don't actually have to place your phone on the charging pad to charge the phone. It only has to be near the charging pad. So you can leave your phone up to 20 to 30 centimeters away from that pad, which is pretty good, I would say. So if this wireless charging pad is ready in time, we will see it with the iPhone 7. If not, well, we'll see it with the iPhone 7s. Now, those flagship smartphones that I mentioned before, the Samsung Galaxy S6, the S7, the S7 Edge, the Note 5, the Nexus 6P, the Nexus 6, and so on, these phones have wireless charging, but they also have quick charging. And the iPhone, well, the iPhone currently has neither of these. Now, to be honest, this is not a huge issue with the iPhone because, as I said before, the iPhone 6s has a 1715 mAh battery, which is, well, that thing is really small. My iPhone 6s takes about 1 hour and 30 minutes to fully charge, which is not that bad, to be honest. But the iPhone 6s Plus, that one's larger, so it has a larger battery, 2750 mAh one, so it also takes much longer to charge. It takes about 2 hours and a half to fully charge, which is quite a lot. The Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge comes with a huge 3600 mAh battery, and that thing is just a monster. That's more than double the size of the iPhone 6s's battery, and yeah, almost 1000 more mAh than the iPhone 6s Plus. And that says something. But it comes with Quick Charge 2.0, by the way, which means that you can actually charge this thing up to 50% in just 30 minutes. 30 minutes will get you to up to 50%, which is just insane. So Quick Charge is also coming to the iPhone 7. So for the iPhone 7 Plus, the charge time would be reduced to only 1 hour and 40 minutes, and then for the iPhone 7, which has a much smaller battery, by the way, that one would be reduced to just 40 minutes. That's pretty good. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. How long does your phone take to charge? Again, let me know in the comments. The third special feature is waterproofing. So in the past few years, we started seeing more and more waterproof phones. Well, water-resistant phones, not waterproof phones. The Samsung Galaxy S5 was water-resistant, and now the Samsung Galaxy S7 is also water-resistant. All of these smartwatches, all the wearables are water-resistant as well. A lot of Sony Xperia phones are water-resistant. So yeah, we have started seeing a lot of smartphones that can withstand water impact. Submersion, not impact. There's a difference between the two. And in the end, who doesn't want a waterproof phone? I mean, come on, we all do. And the iPhone 6s was actually water resistant in a way. So Apple has actually sealed most of the ports with rubber on the inside. And even though Apple hasn't told us anything about the iPhone 6s being water resistant, a lot of tests, a lot of submersion tests have showed that the iPhone 6s can actually withstand a pretty serious impact with the water. Again, submersion, not impact. There's a difference between the two. And one of its key selling points of the iPhone 7 is going to be this one, water resistance. So yeah, the iPhone 7 is going to be water resistant, and I'm guessing that the ingression protection level is going to be IP68. And this means full dust and water protection of up to 1.5 meters for up to 30 minutes. The Samsung Galaxy S7, by the way, has the exact same ingress protection level. However, the S7 only has sealed ports. So the motherboard is actually not covered with any liquid repellent solution. So only the doors are sealed. If any water gets on the inside of the phone, well, it's pretty much dead. But the iPhone 7 is supposedly going to have this nano coating on the entire circuit board, which is going to give it a much higher water protection. And again, everyone loves waterproof phones. Why? Well, you can take a shower with it, you can go to the swimming pool with it. Well, no, not really. IP68 means submersion of up to 1.5 meters. Submersion is different from taking a shower because when you take a shower, the water that goes into your phone, well, onto your phone, it has a pressure. That pressure is pretty high usually. When you submerge a phone in water, the pressure is only given by the depth of the water. So basically what I'm saying is don't take a shower with the Samsung Galaxy S7, even the Apple Watch, or the iPhone 7. Unless your ports have flaps that close, so something like on the Xperia Z series, unless you have that, well, your phone is pretty much going to get wet on the inside. And if you don't have a nano coating, well, it's going to fry the circuit board. So you won't be able to take a shower with it, you won't be able to take it to the pool. Why not? Because usually pools have chlorine, and that chlorine can actually damage, again, the seals, the ports, the rubber band that covers the ports, so that can be damaged by the chlorine. So if you cannot take a shower with it, if you cannot go to the swimming pool with it, not even to mention salt water, that's 100% forbidden. No, salt water plus electronics, that's corrosion. No. So what's the point of having a water-resistant phone? Well, if you take a bath, you could use it. Other than that, if you just drop it in a puddle or if it rains, you're safe. Those are mainly the only advantages of having a water-resistant phone. Unless you have one with flops, then you can take a shower with it and go to the swimming pool. But still, the oleophobic coating might suffer from the chlorine. But yeah, this video is getting really long, so I should probably stop with all of those details, including what I've said now. But honestly, the main issue with a wet phone is that you cannot use it. So water interacts with the display and it stops any touch inputs. So even if you take a bath with it, you'll have to wipe it before using it, which is kind of annoying. Having a towel just to wipe your phone every time you take a bath with your phone. You could hire a servant, for example. Or you could wait for the iPhone 7 because apparently Apple is working on a patent for this. So yeah, Apple has actually patented wet finger support for a touchscreen, which means that you can use your smartphone while being wet. That's awesome. Number 4, we have dual speakers, finally. So the iPhone 6 and 6s, those come with just one speaker. It's located on the side, it's decent, but since it's located on the side, and since you only get one of them, you don't get serious sound, and at the same time, the sound is it's not that loud. It's definitely not comparable to the HTC One M8 or the HTC One M9, or pretty much any phones with front-facing speakers. And the iPhone 7 is finally going to come with 2 speakers this time. And this is made possible by the removal of the headphone jack, which by the way is going away. I talked all about this in my first part of the video, so in case you haven't seen that, linked in the description box down below. But yeah, the headphone jack is going away, and that space is going to be replaced with a second speaker. So those are the main special features, and then you also have those other ones that are pretty cool, but are definitely not going to happen with the iPhone 7, or maybe even not the iPhone 8. But they're still pretty cool. First off, Touch ID integrated in the display. Talked about in the first part of the video. Basically, Apple has patented this as well. As you probably know, the iPhone 6s comes with Force Touch or 3D Touch, and this is basically just an improved version of 3D Touch that also allows home button functionality directly in the display. So this involves the complete removal of the home button, and with this you would actually gain a pretty huge screen size increase. And the reason why the iPhones have such big bezels is actually this. The home button is round, and then you need a matching side on the other side, you need a matching top. And that's why you have those 2 huge bezels. And because of this, the home button is actually a pretty huge problem. Take a look at this. This is the iPhone 6s Plus, and this is the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge. Both phones have exactly the same display size, 5.5 inches, but take a look at how much smaller the Galaxy S7 Edge is when compared to the iPhone 6s Plus. But yeah, don't expect to see a home button-less iPhone 7, maybe, hopefully, a home button-less iPhone 8. Let me know in the comment section down below if you would like to have a large display in a much smaller form factor, or simply the same form factor as the iPhone 7 and, I don't know, 5.2 inches display and no home button. Let me know in the comment section down below if you would like to see that. Also, the headphones that are going to come with the iPhone 7, basically earpods with lightning cable, those headphones, they're not going to feature noise cancellation. Only the headphones that will come with the iPhone 7s, by the way. And finally, I left the coolest part to the end, the coolest special feature that the iPhone 7 won't be getting, but it's going to get it at some point. Li-Fi. Not Wi-Fi, Li-Fi with an L. Li-Fi stands for light fidelity. It's basically a brand new Wi-Fi standard, and it supports speeds of up to 100 times the speed of current Wi-Fi standards. So that's basically speeds of up to 226 gigabits per second. If you do the math, that's 28 gigabytes per second. That's just insane. 28 gigabytes through basically air. That's faster than all connections that we have today, and Apple is working on implementing this in a future version of the iPhone. They're actually testing this with the iPhone 7, obviously not at these speeds, and you can actually see this in the code. In iOS 9.1 source code, there's actually a mention of Li-Fi capability. So even though we likely won't be seeing this with the iPhone 7, although I hope so, you might just see it with the iPhone 7s, and then with the iPhone 8 or the iPhone 9, the finished version, the one I was talking about before, the one with 20 gigabytes per second. That's just insane. But yeah, Li-Fi is the future of Wi-Fi, and this is coming. I'll probably have a different video, explain video just on this. Let me know what do you guys think about this Li-Fi. Also, let me know if you want me to do a separate video just on this. If you think it's interesting enough for me to do a separate video just on this, let me know. Next up, moving on to section number 6, we have the battery life. So the iPhone 6s comes with a 1715 mAh battery, and with the iPhone 7, we're expecting to see a pretty slight increase to something around 1800 mAh. Now keep in mind that the design is actually going to be thinner. Again, design covered in the first episode. The design is going to be thinner, and the battery is going to be slightly larger, which is great. So that was the iPhone 6s, and in terms of the iPhone 6s Plus, the 6s Plus comes with a 2750 mAh battery, and we're expecting to see something around 2900 mAh. And with the efficiency of the Apple A10 chip, well, we're going to see quite a huge improvement in terms of this, the battery life. So expect about 1 to 2 extra hours of battery life when using this thing. And this combined with quick charging and hopefully even wireless charging, well, the iPhone 7 is going to see some pretty interesting improvements when it comes to the battery life. How long does your battery life last for? Again, let me know. Also, let me know how many times I've said let me know in this video, including this let me know, let me know. Okay, now moving on to section number 7, when is this thing going to come out? So when's the release date? Well, the release date is actually going to be not today, not tomorrow, just in September. Well, Apple is actually going to have an event in September. Yes, 6 months from today. Quite a long wait. So the launch event is going to be in September, but in the meantime, there's actually going to be a March event, which is just a few days from today. A March event at which they'll announce some pretty cool things, including a new iPhone, which is not the iPhone 7, by the way, is the iPhone 5SE or the iPhone SE, which I covered in this video. And yeah, I'll be doing a video about what to expect at this month event, and I left that linked in the description box down below and here as well. But a September event is going to be somewhere between September the 9th or September the 11th, definitely in the first 2 weeks of September. So then pre-orders would start a few days from the event, so September the 17th or 18th would be my guess. And then you would receive the iPhone 7s most likely at the beginning of October. And moving on to the final section of this video, the price. How much is this thing going to cost? Well, in terms of the models, we're finally expecting to see a 32GB iPhone 7 as the baseline model, because up until now the baseline model was 16GB. The baseline iPhone 6s model comes in 16GB, which is definitely not acceptable for 2015 flagship smartphone. And if you're curious, by the way, I did a video on this as well. I did an iPhone 6s 16GB experiment to see if you can actually live with a 16GB iPhone 6s and use all of its features without disabling any features. But yeah, 32GB is the baseline model, 64 and 128, and then we're also expecting to see there's a slight chance that we'll see an iPhone, a version of the iPhone that comes with 256GB of storage. That's just insane. Would you actually use, by the way, 256GB of storage? Let me know in the comment section down below. I wouldn't, but some people would. And in terms of the prices, the baseline model, so the 32GB baseline model, that's going to cost $650 or £540. And that's for the iPhone 6s. And then for the iPhone 6s Plus, that's obviously going to be more expensive, $750 and £620. And then the prices would go up depending on the storage capacity. And now I've covered all the sections of the iPhone 7. Everything has been covered in all of these episodes, episode 1, 2, and 3. I finished covering all the main things, but if anything interesting comes out, any interesting and cool leaks, I'll definitely let you guys know with an update video. Don't forget to watch the previous episodes if you haven't seen those, and also my other Final Leaks and Rumors episodes covering different devices. Feel free to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one, more Final Leaks and Rumors episodes, and also more epic tech videos. Some even featuring this phone. Wonder what this thing is. Don't forget to give this video a huge like if you have enjoyed it. It took a really long time to make, so every like is really appreciated. And then don't forget to turn on notifications on my channel on both desktop and mobile. On mobile by simply clicking that bell icon next to my channel so that you're notified as soon as I upload a brand new epic video. But yeah, this has been pretty much it. This was my final episode of my Final Leaks and Rumors series for the iPhone 7. Again, I'll do more videos on this if anything cool, if any cool leaks come out. But for the main sections, this has been it. So thank you all for watching this video and the previous ones if you've seen them. I'm Daniel, and I'll see you guys in my next one. ZONEofTECH, signing out. Cheers.